this particular person says that this is actually the work of demons. Here it is.
My name is Melissa. I have 2 daughters in the school system. These are demonic entities, and we need to stick together. Remember, we have authority in Christ Jesus. These are demonic entities in all the school boards of all the United States of America, and all of us Christians will be sticking together to take them all out. All the police officers that kick us out for our First Amendment right will also be going down with them. Do you understand? I'm a nurse, infectious disease, 13 years. Masks don't work. These doctors that sit up here that were sneering at us and looking at us like we're scumbags, they need to go back to medical school.
Ma'am, you're out of order. Please. This is your last warning.
Turn my mic on.
Communications.
They need to remember, natural immunity is best. You are all demonic entities. You are going to be taken down.
Me, ma'am. You've already had your first warning, and this is your last. She cannot speak anymore.
Okay, all right, I feel like I have to clear this up. She believes in white Jesus, I do not, okay? Individuals like this make me feel embarrassed to tell people that I have a Christian faith background. Her and I do not believe the same. Now let's go to some of her commentary. She says masks do not work, contrary to every piece of scientific evidence known to man. Even if worn improperly, damn it works 40 to 60%. Worn properly, it works 90%. Masks do work. It decreases the spread of COVID-19. Settled science based on actual research surveyed by those who are inside of the medical profession. Oh, she says she is inside of the medical profession as a nurse. People that make comments like this, and let me tell you why I'm so hardcore about it. People that make public comments like this should have their license in the healthcare industry reviewed and revoked. And let me tell you why. If you are a licensed individual in a plethora of professions, if you engage the public in a certain way, you can be questioned. I'm talking about your actual credentials can be questioned. This person says she's a nurse. Now, we have not been able to independently verify that. Her name is Melissa. Let's put up a still of Melissa. There she is. Okay, that's Melissa. There's another parent, and remember, this is in that same school system where all the fights happened, Lee County, Florida. There's another parent who also shared thoughts at this very same meeting, along with Melissa, parent Brian Biggs, and he made sure we knew it was Biggs, okay? Also expressed his disdain for the possible mask mandates while wearing a shirt that said, resist, defy, do not comply. Biggs said that child sex trafficking will increase if kids are forced to wear masks in school. Here he is.
How you doing? My name is Brian Biggs. Biggs, Biggs, not Briggs. I want to talk about the real pandemic, child sex trafficking. By putting masks on these kids' face, you can't identify any of them. So by the 9 of you already voting on this, tells me you guys support sex trafficking.
Hey, sir, you're out of order.
Good.
I think he needs to immediately be placed under investigation. I really believe that. Okay, where is this coming from? Despite the opposition, the superintendent of the Lee County school system, his name is Ken Savage, opted to implement a 30-day mask mandate for all students and staff starting Wednesday, in a move supported by the Lee County board. And just remember, excuse me, all of these parents who are ready to go to war with school board members and school teachers, all of these individuals are already in compliance with various vaccine mandates. In order to go to any public school in America, you must have a certain vaccine background. And you have to present what vaccines you have in order to gain entry to that institution. I'm a former high school teacher, including teachers. Everybody has to get your tetanus, your polio, chickenpox, and a few others. And you have to present proof that you got them. If you work in the public school system, that's your passport, right? My point is, those have always been here. They have no problem with that. But they have a problem with non-chemical, non-intrusive mask mandates. That's what they have a problem with. Cenk, the hypocrisy is unreal, brother. What are your thoughts here?
Well, first of all, my first question is there a job you haven't had? Okay, but now on to serious stuff. To your point about masks, look, there's tons of studies, etc. So you don't need this anecdote, but I'm gonna give it to you anyway because people sometimes can relate better to it. It turns out the girl sitting next to my daughter in elementary school had coronavirus, so they had to send my daughter back to our house a couple of weeks ago, right as school started, and it was a little scary. And there were 6 girls that were sitting at the table, and they all got sent home for about 2 weeks. And they were all wearing masks. None of them got coronavirus because the girl who had COVID was wearing a mask, and everybody else at the table was wearing a mask. If they weren't wearing masks, there's another story out of Florida, of course, where the teacher refused to wear a mask, was unvaccinated, and the first 2 rows in the class all got COVID because he's breathing on him, and so that. And if she's a registered nurse, which I guess she is, although you know, can you trust anything these people say? But if she is, they walk among us. You don't know who's unvaccinated and who's crazy and who believes totally. She looks like a totally normal person. They all look normal, right? You know, you can't tell. But there's zombies in the head. I mean, look, we'll get to the craziest, even crazier stuff in a second. But the natural immunity, she says, oh, natural immunity is best. Well, first of all, that's not exactly right. But even if that were right, yes, but remember, a lot of people don't make it to natural immunity. You know why? Because they die first.
That's right.
So we've had over 600,000 people die while trying to get natural immunity, or of course, most of them didn't have a choice in the beginning. And so they have no logic at all. It's a logic-free zone. And then the sense of entitlement is overbearing. So she says, how dare you call us scumbags? But earlier she'd called them demonic and said that they were gonna get taken down. So I have a right to threaten violence on you. I have a right to say you're a demon. Like, I mean, I'm not a religious person, but I assume that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
But I'm not allowed to even criticize you for being a lunatic. So, because why? I got privilege. I got right-wing privilege. I can say anything I want about you. I can kick you in the ribs. I can kick you in the face. I can give you deadly diseases. But if you say one unkind word about me, I'm gonna cry for hours and hours. And I'm gonna look for police. I'm gonna look for power and authority to say, oh, do something about that person. They hurt my feelings. You're trying to give us deadly diseases. So you'll excuse me if I don't give a damn about your feelings.
Very well said. I remember.
I don't know what to do with the demonic stuff.
Listen, man, that's her projecting, man. The only demon I saw there was her, brother. Because a demon or the devil is your adversary in the Koine Greek. That's what it means. And the only adversary I saw there to life and to progress was that supposed nurse.